I'm little. Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. Another episode of the Whatever Report, where we hang out on a Saturday, usually, most of the time. And I ramble for an hour and so long, and you guys hang out with me. I always appreciate you doing so. We had my man John in here tailgating early. Well, not super early, like 10 minutes ago, maybe. My man Lasso is here, though, right on time. Diana Ross saying New Year's, Times Square, Needham. Sure. If you say so. Little JP, yes, there was little JP. My man Gordon is here. What's going on, sir? There's John. He is here hanging out with us. So, yeah, we are doing our usual Whatever Report thing. Obviously, I missed last week. Ended up doing family stuff. We did our get-together between Christmas and New Year's this time because we were supposed to do it before Christmas and then everyone got sick. And it's been a weird couple of weeks. What's going on, Monty Ray? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you, sir. And we have, so haven't been on here very much lately. At least doing this. It's been off a little bit. I think I've missed a couple of these now in the last month or so. But we're here now. We're going to do our usual stuff. And I probably have more stuff to show and talk about than almost ever on this, because we got to do our monthly giveaway, because we haven't done our giveaway yet for December from our channel members. I had some stuff I bought. I have some books that I read I want to talk about. I have new comics I want to talk about that I read. I got my book haul from Christmas. I actually got some stuff. I got some other stuff that I'm going to show off in my haul. So yeah, we got several things going on. All he knows is you've been here forever reporting this year. I have been here for every report this year. This is true. I am on a string, and I've been on our Saturday evening and on time and out of focus. Let's see if we can get ourselves back in focus here. Come on. Out of focus in 2026. There we go. Maybe. Yeah. Better. That's on YouTube. He says this, but I think we have to wonder about John's standards. Maybe his taste comes a little into question when he says things like that. Usually John and I agree on stuff. I don't know if we agree on this. So let's get started. We got a bunch of stuff to get through here. So what are we drinking tonight? We're working on finishing this bottle of Henry McKenna. I actually killed a bottle of Russell Single Barrel on New Year's Eve. There was less of it left than there is of this, so don't be impressed. We probably will not kill this bottle. We will definitely not kill this bottle tonight. We might get one more drink out of it, and then, maybe the next time we'll kill it. But so that is what we're drinking tonight. We also got a little water here. You might see me take a sip of at some point. And with that, let's move on to what's coming up on the channel. All right, so we dropped Thursday. I dropped the first video, basically my big haul of my comic haul of 2025, basically the stuff that I picked up, my kind of recap of what I did this year. 2025 was super light year when it comes to comic collecting. I did get some good books. I won't pretend I didn't. I mean, there's a couple of them that made the wall that I got. But overall, I really cut back on the amount of comics and slabs and stuff that I bought. I cut back again on new comics. I'm trying to cut back again on new comics in 2026. But I bought a ton of Omnis and stuff. And that'll be the next video you guys get coming up on the channel in terms of my pre-records. So back in mid-December, I dropped my best ongoing new book comics of 2025. I didn't read a ton of books, so it was a pretty small list to choose from for me, but I felt like everything that I picked was really, really good. Things that I really loved. John actually had everything that I had on my list on his list or his honorable mentions from DC, so I felt good about that. It really made read much Marvel that stuck with me. But yeah, it was pretty much a DC year for me. And that's pretty similar to my Omnis and stuff. Most of what stuff I read with John, I read 22 Omnis and trades. or deluxe editions kind of things. 15 of them were omnibus of the 22. But I didn't read a lot of indies last year. I really read very few, except in Marvel. I read probably, since I really started reading indies when I got back into comics, last year was easily the fewest indie stuff that I read. I'm hoping to kind of fix that this year. I don't think I'll ever go back to the indie show the way it was. It's just so much work trying to get people lined out and do that. But I'm going to try to at least, John and I are doing an Omni a month. Javi and I are trying to do a Gotham City Chronicles every month. I'm going to try to do at least some sort of indie series or trade or something every month. I actually have an idea for the first one. I may try to still get a guest or something with me or two. We'll see. But I'm going to try to get back into just reading some indies because I just haven't read enough of them. And I'm way behind on the indies that I want to read. And I don't know that I'm going to worry about getting guests as much as just read and talk. But we'll see. I may still try to get some guests on some of them. There's a few things that I know that are in my stack that I definitely want to have some guests on because there's people I know that really love those books. But we'll see. Probably not nearly what I used to do where I'd have 2 or 3 people all the time. And doing it weekly or bi-weekly, it was too much work. It just was too much work. So we're gonna try to adjust it a little bit. So it's something that I'm still willing to do. Otherwise, obviously we dropped the look back today. Tomorrow night I'll be on this guy's channel doing Dungeons and Dragons. Monday, Marcus and I should be back doing Cash or Trash. And yeah, we'll do. And actually, you guys should get 2 videos this week. Members already, speaking of which, we'll do that in just a second. Actually, you're gonna get my Omnis, and then you're gonna get one. You'll probably get my nonfiction of 2025, and then the next week you'll get 2 videos that week also. Not counting the look back, you'll get my novel, my fiction of 2025 and my 2026 goals, I think. So we'll do a couple of those. I want to get all of those kind of checked off, and then I have some stuff for later in the month. We'll see. That's the plan, at least, is to do 2. My members already have access to the my Omnis and stuff of 2025 because I posted that today. It'll come out for everybody else on Tuesday. And speaking of them, let's first give them a quick shout out. I have a couple of new members. We got Teflon Head and Wormhole Comics and Cards, both just became members in the last couple of days. So yeah, we got some new members on there, and they made it in time for the December giveaway. So we're going to do that right now. So if you know anything about what I do here, I completely stole the way I do giveaways from this guy. So if you are that Robin tier, which I have 11 people in now, then for every 5 people, I pull one of those and they get a chance at the actual giveaway. Several times they have won. And then my Titan tiers get an automatic chance at the giveaway, and my Nightwing tier get 2 chances at the giveaway. So let's pull this up, add it to the stage. And we're going to do, so you can see everybody there. We got Bear Island, Blue Collar Dan, DJ Radius, Gordon, M-Dub Cat, Monty Ray, Next Rally Collectibles, Old Wolf, Teflon Head, The Watcher Collects Comics, and Wormhole Comics and Cards. So 3, because we're at 11, 3 people are going to get pulled. So we're going to spin this wheel 3 times and add them to our other wheel. So let's shuffle this 3 times since we're doing that. So we're going to shuffle 1, 2, 3, and we will spin it 3 times in a row here. All right, DJ Radius. We're just going to take him. We're going to copy him real quick. Copy, move over to the other wheel. Paste him in, come back, delete him from here. So he is our first person that got shifted over. And then we're going to shuffle 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. And let's spin it again. MW Cats is gonna be here, so he's gonna get moved over to the chance to win. I didn't show you guys the prize yet. That was silly. I will do that after we spin the last name. Enter. Paste. All right. And then shuffle 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we got 3 people getting a chance to win here. And one of our new members, Teflon Head, was all right. So we'll get him moved over. So Blue Collar Dan did not get a chance to win again. He won last month, and he is probably like, "What's the deal, dude?" And that his prize is still sitting right here in the. Oh, you guys can't see it. Is sitting right here, packed up and ready to go. I have not got it shipped out. I know. I couldn't drive for the first half of December, and the last 2 weeks have just been a mess. And so my hope is to get both of these shipped out on Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday, just the way my life is going. But Tuesday, I should get them finally dropped in the mail. So Blue Collar Dan isn't in here at the moment, but when he comes by later, he will know that, yeah. So these are the folks that are in the drawing for later. We will shuffle that up and do that toward the end of the show. So let me remove this for now. And yeah, we'll keep going. All right. So those are the things coming up on the channel. Let's do. I will say, John and I have decided on our next Omni, we're going to do Teen Titan, new Teen Titans, Volume 1, the Perez and Wolfman run. So we're going to do that for our next Omni. It's been a long time since I've read any of those, so I'm looking forward to that, really. And Kavi and I did not completely decide on what we're going to do next. But the giveaway tonight, I almost forgot. So what are we giving away? What are those people that just got spun going to have a chance to win? One of my favorite reads of last year, it made my list of new stuff coming out. The trade for Batman and Robin Year 1. All 12 issues are in this trade. So they will get that, as well as a copy of issue number 1, which goes for like $20. I don't know that it'll continue to go for that, but they will get those. Will be what the winner tonight gets from me. I have no idea what the January giveaway is going to be yet. I have not gotten that far. So I normally like to say what the next one is going to be, but this month I'm not playing the hit. It just hasn't happened. All right, so let's see. So that's what's going to be. We'll do the giveaway here in a little bit. Let's go to what have we picked up? All right, a few things. Let's start. How do we want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's start. We're going to do our NTT is the best. New T9. Yes. Took me a second. We're going to do our review, and we'll start with our new issues that came in, why I've been gone. So, and we'll do a quick review of all of those. Catwoman 82, this came in. I just finished reading it. I finished reading all these today. A few of them I got through earlier in the week, but a couple of them I didn't get to today. We're still in this Falcone storyline. Got some intrigue here. This Grombeck run has been solid. It hasn't been outstanding. It's been good though. It's been way better than the stuff that came before. I'm enjoying the heck out of it, but I don't know. It's kind of, she's off on her own. It's all the stuff that's happening in Europe. At least the Falcones are kind of involved here. Obviously the Frank Show covers are great, but I'm kind of ready for this to wrap, and I want to get her back into more familiar ground, but we'll see. I did get the Adam Hughes homage to himself for Black Cat number 5. So last night on this channel, we did Gotham City Chronicles, and we talked about Poison Ivy volumes 1 and 2, the first 12 issues of the current ongoing Poison Ivy run. And I and John and Kavi all raved about G. Willow Wilson's writing and the art and everything. I just have not I keep wanting it to be good, and I'm just not feeling it. Maybe it's just Felicia. Maybe I don't like Felicia as much as I thought. I don't know. Like, it's not bad. It's just this whole thing where she's very wishy-washy, and she doesn't there's not much conviction in her actions, which I've never really thought of for Felicia. And she's been pretty easily manipulated, which I feel like she usually does to other people. And I don't know. I've struggled with this. I know I've ordered the next couple of issues. I have through 7, I think, ordered. Maybe through 7, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep going. Obviously, I mean, ow, burn, poor Felicia. I don't think she's going to recover from that. I don't know that she can recover from that. That's oh man, ow, dang, that's harsh, dude. That is so mean. I mean, based on this book, but so I've been mostly disappointed with this run. I really love her Poison Ivy. So far, she's not hooked me. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep with it. And if I drop it, I'm literally out of Marvel books. I don't know what I'm going to read from Marvel. I'm literally, at that point, not reading any Marvel. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. So that's part of the reason I've been reluctant to drop it is issue 7, cover A is interesting. Okay, well, I've ordered through 7, and I'm just ordering the huge cover A's because, come on, I'm used to drawing Black Cat. It's a good thing. But, yeah, we'll see. Dan, I don't know if you were in here a minute ago. Your package is packed up. I just haven't gotten it to the post office. I promise this week. This week it's gonna get sent. It's gonna get sent. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I keep hoping. Let's do this one next. So I decided to give this Harley and Ivy Life and Crimes because it's kind of a retelling how they kind of got together the first originally. And it's kind of Harley breaking off from the Joker. And yeah, I think I'm done with it. It's actually not bad. But I'm just like to myself, do I really need this in my collection? And I know I have issue 3 ordered, and as of right now, I don't have issue 4 in my potential order. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I think I'm done with it. I think I'm done with it. Die Loaded number 2. I loved it. I love the original 20 issues run. I was a huge fan. I felt like I had an understanding of that world and what was going on. And I'm just as confused and obviously this is basically loved ones of the original characters got sucked in. I'm not speaking ill yet. I'm just super confused. I am super confused about, there's this whole illusionary thing they're walking through, and then Isabel is the master this time, so she got sucked back in a third time, whereas everybody else is a loved one, and I'm just a little confused so far. I felt like I needed to go back and read issue 1. I'll be honest. I read this, and maybe it's just been long enough that I had to go back. I need to go back and reread issue 1 because I was super confused. This issue had me wait, what? I was just confused. We probably are, but it was just wait. I felt like, did I miss an issue? Did I read all of issue 1? I know I did. I was super confused. I'm not speaking ill of it. Stephanie Hahn's art continues to be amazing, and then Karen Gillan, I trust. It's just, and Gillan and Hans, I trust. It's just, I was very confused by this issue. We'll see where it's going. I'm still hopeful. I'm still I'm not dropping anything. I'm not dropping out. But I was just wait, what? I'm in for Die. I'm in. Nightwing 133. I got the Dustin Nguyen cover. Because, yeah. And this continues this story on, like, with the Cirque du Soleil, and he kind of, like, goes off on his own here. Martian Manhunter helps him kind of go off on his own and to face this, but this is all kind of set up for the finale. Like, this storyline by Dan Watters has not been bad. Like, it's not Tom Taylor, so I'm trying not to judge him based on that. But I will say, I feel like this is carried a little long. I feel like we've drugged this out a little bit. So I'm hoping we're getting close to the culmination of this story arc. And I really haven't enjoyed the fact that they put this, like, the Tom Taylor ended with him being like, well, it was Dick Grayson was, like, accused of murder and blah, 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 and on the run, and now it's Nightwing's being framed for murder, and it's like, we just did this. So I think that's a little bit of my frustration, too, of like, okay, we need to wrap this up. But that Dustin Nguyen cover is sweet. He is supposed to be at PlanetCon. I haven't, other than Descender #1, I'm not sure what else I'm getting him to sign, but something. Some Descender books, we'll see. Detective Comics. Tom Taylor has been on Detective. Bruce continues to go through this whole thing where he's been poisoned, and it's basically like from a fear toxin, and he's basically losing his fear. It leads to him actually having kind of a nice moment with Selena. He actually, like, calls her and, like, talks to her like a real adult human man. And she's, like, totally like, what the hell? Like, what is happening? You called me on the phone. You didn't just step out of the shadow. Was something wrong? Like, she's very confused. And he has a nice moment with Damian. And this is, like, I would say the last couple of issues, this and the last issue where he was teaming up with Lois, have been some of the best Tom Taylor stuff since he's taken over Detective. Like, this has really gotten pretty good. I've enjoyed the more recent issues. Early in the Taylor run with Batman, I wasn't sure he was the right fit. Like, I loved him on Nightwing. I wasn't sure he was the right fit for Batman. The last couple of issues have been really, really good. I've really enjoyed them. Wonder Woman 28. Mouse Man is finally done. Thank God. No more of this stupid Mouse Man. This issue was basically all just kind of wrap up fallout from the Mouse Man stuff, and then flashing to the matriarch stuff that's way in the future. Lasso's probably gonna be mad at me. Maybe John will be too. I'm not sure I care about the matriarch. Like, they're setting her up for this, be this big bad, but it's clearly a big bad for Trinity and not Diana, for Lizzie. And it's obviously an alternate future because she, like, literally is killing everyone. And we know that's not going to be a true future kind of thing. And I'm just having a hard time caring about this, all this time they're spending setting up this matriarch. And for maybe it's just my comic. Maybe that's it. But I just don't care. It's like, she hasn't, like, she's got a cool design, but he's yet to set her up in a way, like, that I'm super interested in reading the story, I think. Like, it's just like, and maybe part of it is I feel like the Trinity stuff that we've gotten, which has mostly been like funny kids kind of stuff when she's young and hanging out with Damien and John, and that's been in the back of issues and that kind of stuff, is I don't really have a real strong attachment to Liz yet either. So, like, it's clearly meant to be a showdown for her. So neither one of them am I invested in at this point. And so I feel like we're spending a lot of time on this, and it's like, I don't know that I care. And whereas I loved all the stuff with the Sovereign, and clearly the implication here is that the Sovereign was her father, and like that, yeah, that he is, or at least she thinks so, because she set herself up as the Sovereign of the matriarch is the sovereign of the U.S. now, and in this future thing that we're seeing. And she's clearly like very jealous of Diana and trying to like discount her and like her actions that we see here. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I was full on Tom King could do no wrong with this book. I was loving it. And the Mouseman stuff and the matriarch stuff makes me worry that we're going to go down a Batman road, which is Tom King's Batman early stuff is really good. Really good. And it lasted longer. It's really good, really through the wedding. And then after the wedding, it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. Like the War of Jokes and Riddles. There's several things. There's several story arcs. There's a Diana Bruce storyline that's really, really good in there. There's a double date thing with Bruce, Selena, Clark, and Lois. There's a bunch of really good issues in that first half of that Tom King Batman run. The second half is awful. He lost the thing, and I'm just worried that we're gonna go down that road. I'm worried. I didn't read the end of it, so there you go. Well, so I don't know. I didn't read it. I mean. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because mostly I just read the little backup stories. I didn't read any of, like, I know they made some books of hers and I didn't read any of them. And mostly they just did some backup stories. So, and then we got the book that has been my favorite book with the character that everybody's favorite character right now. But this is what's great for me from the Absolute Universe, which is Absolute Wonder Woman 15. Obviously, we get the Batman and Wonder Woman team up. The mini was much better than the backups. Okay. And this made me like Absolute Batman a little bit. Like, because he's actually written, like, with a personality and not just a brute that just beats up and destroys everyone and, like, is angry all the time and super uber violent. I don't know. Like, they actually have conversations. I don't know. And maybe I just didn't give the book long enough, but those first 4 issues were bad. I'm sorry. They were bad. But I really, really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this team up. I just love everything about this version of Diana. I love that when she realizes what's happening, her first thing is to tell him, like, she's trying to protect him and, like, takes away her magic arm because she knows that's, like, and there's just so much that happens in here. And she talks about not being a detective, but she's figuring out things maybe not as quickly. He's a step ahead, but she's figuring out things rather rapidly as they go through this. And I just love this version. I love this version of Wonder Woman. I love this version of Diana with the magic, being raised by Cersei. It's just excellent. It just really is. I got to pick up the pace. We're 30 minutes in, and I got so much other crap to show. But, all right. Haul-wise, let's do the other thing. Let's do this first. So, I collect comics. I did grab a statue last year. I used to collect pops. I've stopped doing that, and I just still have a bunch of them, but I stopped doing that a while ago. But my sister and my niece and nephew are huge in the Legos. My sister is huge in the Star Wars Legos. My niece and nephew are huge in the Legos right now. That has become their thing. It's what they got for Christmas from me. Wicked Legos for Kindle and Sonic and Star Wars Legos for Aiden. And so, but I have resisted Legos. I have more than, enabled my sister and my niece and nephew with their Legos. I've gotten them lots. I've lived vicariously through them by getting them cool sets. But I've resisted. I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I know it's a deep, deep rabbit hole. They turn the tables on me. So first, I got the Luffy brickhead, which is why you saw One Piece on the thing, the TV show thing, because it is technically the TV show version. So I got Luffy brickhead. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. They gave me that to me, and I was like, okay, that's something I can just sit on myself. That's not deep Lego land. They did not stop there. They got me the Going Merry, the TV show version, but the Going Merry. This is a gateway drug. I know it is. This is not good. Oh, this is gonna be a gateway drug. I can feel it. But so at some point I will probably, I don't know if I'll build it. Maybe if John does one of his Lego builds, maybe I'll join him and build. I'll probably just do the, I don't know when I'll start this for sure. I will not take it back. So maybe I talk John and Justin or somebody into doing a Lego build, and I'll do that, get started with them on there. But yeah, so at some point, the Going Merry is going to be, I don't know where for sure I'll put it. Like, all my One Piece stuff is here, but I don't know that I would put it as my main background with Batgirl here. I don't know. I'll have to think about where I'm going to put it. Like, no! They're starting me down a slippery slope. So, but I am really looking forward to it. It's super cool. It looks awesome. And I am looking forward to putting it together. But man, I had been like, it held so strong for so long, and now I know that I will not hold strong now. So that was my pickup. Gift for myself, since we're doing this. So we're still in the pickups. I showed these off in my year-end review. I grabbed 2 books. Excellent. Yeah, I knew you'd be excited. I knew you'd be excited. I did pick up ASM 38, which is another, you get a glimpse of Mary Jane before she first appears at 42. So she's like, I did a whole video on this last spring, like the history of like how many times she's mentioned and everything else. I have all the ones now that she appears in, like that you catch a glimpse of her. I do not have all the ones that she's mentioned in. There's a bunch of those, but I now have all the ones that she appear, like you physically see her in the book. Even though you don't see her face, you see her in the book. So this was the last one of those I needed to get. It was on my 2025 want list, so I grabbed it. And then the other book I grabbed off my 2025 want list is one of the 4 books related to the beginning of Oracle. I got the first time Oracle appears as a voice in somebody's radio. I have not yet gotten the reveal that Oracle is Barbara Gordon, but this is the first part of the 2-part origin of Oracle is in this book. So I grabbed this for super cheap. And so those were kind of my Christmas / birthday gifts to myself. I didn't actually mention that my birthday was the other day, but yeah, I'm old now. I'm not as old as John, so you know. It is a really good cover. The second part is the one with her in the gun in the wheelchair, like where she's holding the gun. So that is the second part of the origin story or whatever. Those 2 I just haven't found in a 9.8 for like a reasonable price is basically what it amounts to. Why I didn't get those. Not that they're super expensive, but I just haven't found them. The other thing I got was I got a bunch of other stuff for Christmas. I don't usually ask my family to get me like comics and stuff. I don't really go down that road. Merry Christmas to Me was from X-Men Hidden Years on there. There you go. But my sister and I did decide I read a lot of books last year. I ended up getting to 85 books, sort of. Like 22 of those were the omnis and trades that I read. So you take those away, it was 83 like nonfiction and fiction novel like books. So my sister and I this year were like, we're going to get each other books and we're going to get each other liquor. I didn't bring down the bottles of whiskey that she got me, but they're upstairs. But I'll show them off sometime when I open them. But she got me a bunch of books. Then I bought myself a few books. So we're going to go through the books. She got me 4 nonfiction books that add to my stack. I know a lot of people are nonfiction readers. I love a good nonfiction. Yeah, for sure. The first one is, and this sounds interesting. So I did the for my sister, I bought books that I read last year and loved and gave them to her. She did the opposite. She went and looked for books that she'd be interested in and gave them to me. And so I'm going to be the guinea pig. And probably if I really like them, then I will end up like letting her read them. But we did the complete opposite strategy. She hadn't read any of the books she got me. I'd read all the books I got her. So next year I'll have to venture out and do some stuff I don't know about. But so she got me this Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s. And basically looking at the back of this person went back and like did some digging and basically found that Manson and all this was way more connected to Hollywood and some other stuff than what we knew about, than the basic story is, and that there was just more to it than what we've been revealed, is basically what the guy is implying here. And so be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't my sister, I'm not a huge like crime and history kind of stuff, although my sister appears to be, because she keeps giving me books like this to read. And so far they've been really good. So I can't, hey Ginsburg, what's going on? So I can't complain, but like, these would not be my first choices for the history books I'd go after, but so far she's been really good at picking up. Of course, I think everything else she's given me, she's read first. So we'll see. But I'm kind of excited about that. It will not be the first book of the nonfiction, my first nonfiction of the year. My first nonfiction of the year is going to be this. I've heard this from several people about this book, The Greatest Beer Run Ever. And this is basically the story of a guy who is working in New York, and they're talking about their friends that are in Vietnam, and he was in the Merchant Marines, and he basically gets a whole bunch of beer and makes a beer run to Vietnam to take beer to his buddies that are over there as soldiers. And this is a story of all of this, him trying to sneak into the country and get out of the country. And so, yeah, I've heard great things about this. I am really looking forward to reading that. That's going to be the first of my nonfiction of the year. She gave me this because we're both big Star Wars nuts. So the Anthony Daniels, his like IMC3PO little biography. I like a good biography or something, so I'll be interested to read this one. So yeah, I have a biography already in my stack. Usually I have one or two in the stack at all times. So that is there. The last nonfiction she got me was this, which I'm actually really looking forward to, because I imagine there's a lot of shit that we don't know that went down that is probably super interesting. So that will be my nonfiction. From a fiction standpoint, I'm going to start with, before I get to do I want to do the books I got for myself or the books she got me? Let's start with some of the books I got for myself. I finally am going down. I'd read the Brandon Sanderson Isles of the Emberdark that my friend had given me. Well, I'm going to go back and start where you're supposed to, which is with the Mistborn trilogy. So that I grabbed this little 3-pack of the Mistborn trilogy. So that is going to be on my to-do list this year. Who knows? They've been saying multiple projects for a while. So we're gonna venture into the Cosmere. I enjoyed my first venture, even though it's like not where you're supposed to start. So I'm looking forward to starting at the beginning and seeing what this is all about correctly. So that I grabbed for myself. She grabbed me a little, not fairy smut, it's Greek God smut, I guess. Blood of Hercules. I read the thing. I mean, the back of it is I'm just scrolling. Turns out I'm Hercules, and so it's basically like a school kind of thing. Don't know a ton about it yet, other than what it says on here. And Titan-infested world where Spartans are immortals from 12 royal families, and basically, yeah, she gets pulled into this world and trained to fight. And so we'll see. We'll see what this is about. We'll see if it rises to the standard of some of those I read last year. If it's a Fourth Wing, or if it's an Onyx Storm. It's like the good or the bad of the smut thing. Spoilers for Paulina. Well, this is a chick, so I don't know the details here. I mean, it basically, yeah, it's just an alternate world. Her blood reveals that she's one of the Spartans, which are the like protectors, and she's forced to attend the Spartan War College. And from there, yeah, hijinks ensue. So there you go. And I'm sure there's probably some smut in there. So the other book she got me is almost my first completed read of 2026. Well, technically I read a trade that one of those Poison Ivy trades we talked about last night I read in 2026, and that is The Man Who Died 7 Times by Yasuhiko Nazuzawa. It is actually a Japanese murder mystery, and it has been translated to English. So the original it was written in Japanese, and I will say that is probably my only kind of issue with this. I'm not a huge like mystery guy, but I do like a good mystery every so often. And this is a solid read. Like, I love the concept, and so far the execution has been pretty well. The prose is a little jilting. It's not smooth, and I feel like it's probably the translation. Like, trying to translate it, it just doesn't quite flow like when you're reading it the way I would like. Like the narrator is also a 16-year-old kid, and I think that's part of it. Like, his voice is a little bit young, but it's pretty good. It's basically, the concept here is Hisataro is a member of this family, and they've basically been estranged, and his mother and his aunt were estranged from his grandfather a long time ago. Their other sister was not, and eventually, like, he went from being very poor to basically getting lucky, and then he founded, like, he got all this money, and then he founded this business, and now he's very rich and super successful. And meanwhile, his mother and his aunt, that both separated from him, have fallen on hard times, and they're trying to basically get one of their kids to be the heir for her grandfather and his business. But Hisataro is the youngest of 3 brothers, and he has I won't say an ability, but a trait where he basically has Groundhog Day over and over again. Like, he goes through a Groundhog Day. Basically, he really lives the same day 9 times, fairly consistently. He never knows when it's going to happen, but it happens like a couple times a month, and it's happened for as long as he can remember. And it just so happens that he ends up reliving the day when his grandfather is basically going to announce who his heir is going to be. And during the course of this, his grandfather gets murdered. Well, only the first time they went through the day, his grandfather didn't get murdered. And it was on the second day of the loop, and he didn't change. He changed some things, but like, technically he's the only one that should be able to change stuff, and everything else should be the same. So he's trying to figure out who did it and how it did it and try to stop it. And it's just going through all these different loops. And so it's a very interesting plot. It works pretty well. It's just that, like, I feel like the translation it doesn't flow quite as well as it should. And I do wonder if that's just a function of the translation. But overall, it's been a very enjoyable story. It's a super quick read, under 300 pages. It's like 280 something, and I'm almost done. I will finish it probably as we get off here. So I doubt I talk about it next week. Even that's why I'm talking about it here. But I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure we'll do the quick review probably tomorrow that I will post on TikTok and stuff. But yeah, it's been a fun read. It makes me kind of want to grab more mysteries, which, geez Louise, this is what I need, another category of books to add to my stack of my reading. So that's that one. The other 2 books that I bought for myself were books 2 and 3 of the Green Boat Saga, Jade War and Jade Legacy. And that's because the book I'm going to talk about here for a few minutes is Jade City. And this was described as, the name describes itself on inside the dust jacket as, Jade City begins an epic tale of family and honor, The Godfather with magic and kung fu set in an Asian-inspired fantasy metropolis. So that's the description of this. And it's like, okay. And I've heard really good things about this. Like, can it really live up to that? It does. I love this book. I thought it was freaking fantastic. The Call family, basically you're getting the story of they're part of the No Peak clan. There's basically two dominant mob families, crime families, that are dominant in this country of Kikon. And basically they've kind of split the capital city apart. And like, so these clans, and they were founded by two men who were brothers in arms in the war to basically get Kikon's independence back from invaders that had happened basically a generation ago during their grandfather. And then their father was a young man who had fought in the war before, and he ended up dying in it when they were all very young. And but eventually they won. These two men were greenbones, which basically means they were capable and used jade to basically be warriors. And jade in this world, the jade from this place, there's ordinary jade, but the jade from this place is special, and it basically gives you abilities. If you are sensitive, which most people from here are to some level or another, and obviously their families are very sensitive, and therefore very powerful. And the more jade you have, the more powerful you become, up to a point. Everyone kind of has a limit in it, but if you get too much jade, it can actually make you go crazy. And people that aren't trained to have jade, basically, like, it can kill you. If you have it without understanding how to use it and be trained to deal with the effects. So it's a double-edged sword. And so basically, there's a big underground trade in the jade, plus they're selling it to these other nations that are their allies, and then there's other nations that are trying to get it because they don't want these other people. And there's basically they've come up with this chemical that lets people that were not previously able to use the powers from jade use it. It's sometimes effective, sometimes not. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of black market, a lot of underhand dealing. And the grandfather, the leader of and the man that was originally his buddy, they had a split a long time ago. And they basically had separated into two clans, the Mountain and the No Peak. And this is the story of his grandchildren kind of taking over. Their grandfather is basically old and like no longer capable and is kind of losing his mind a little bit, partially because of jade, partially just because of old age. And then the other guy has died, and his clan's been taken over by an adopted daughter, and she's out to basically rule them all. One clan to rule them all, and she's basically, so there's a clan war basically brewing, and this is a story of Lon and Hilo, the two brothers. Lon's considerably older than his brother and sister, and then his brother Hilo and the youngest sister Shay, and basically how they're trying to survive in this world and keep the clan together and make their way through this thing. And it's really good. Like, I was thinking, because I read a lot of series last year, and I was trying to decide if this is the best. This is a 3-book series. I obviously read the Akatar books. I read the Throne of Glass series. I read Red Rising trilogy, the first 3. Obviously, I haven't read the second part 4 yet, but that's kind of a little bit of a separate thing. I read the 3 Fourth Wing books. I read Dungeon Crawler Carl. I read what else? What was the other series I read? There was a the Wool. The first couple of books, I've forgotten through 2 of the 3 books in the Wool series or the Silo series. So there's a bunch of it. And I was trying to decide, this may be my favorite first book. And that's saying a lot, because I really love the first Dungeon Crawler Carl book. Obviously, I'm obsessed with that series. I will say Red Rising, that book is solid. That first book is solid. The second and third books are freaking phenomenal. Way better, in my opinion. Fourth Wing's the opposite of that. The first book's really good. The second and third books drop off, and the third book's not very good at all. Throne of Glass gets better as it goes. So there's some of that going on there too. And as does Akatar, I think those both get better as they go, kind of like Red Rising. But I think this is, and I really enjoyed the first Wool book, the second book not so much. But I think this is my favorite start. We'll see what these next two books bring. But in terms of a first book, I think this is the best one I read last year. It's going to be on my top nonfiction of 2025. I can tell you that it's bumping. I've had to rework the list. I haven't quite finalized it yet when I make that video, but it's going to be discussed and gets a high recommend from me. I'm looking forward to the first cycle of Pendragon movie Merlin to come out in January. Blood really flowed in the last episode of Robin Hood. So yeah, I've seen them like advertising that, so it'll be interesting to see. But so yeah, that was my big read. So I saved those other two. So I got a couple books before I get to Jade War, but yeah, probably this month we'll probably get through Jade War. And will we get to Jade Legacy this month? Probably. I don't know. We'll see how the month goes. But yeah, those for sure. I mean, this was 500 pages. This is 600 pages. And this big boy is over 700 pages. It's like almost 8. It's like 7. Yeah, just over 700 pages. Yeah, like 720. So, yeah. So we got some work to do, but I'm looking forward to those. So those are my book hauls. With that, I think I'm finally through everything picked up, everything I'm reading. I kind of didn't really go into the reading thing. What are we watching? I really didn't watch a whole lot. I've just been so into my reading and into books. I got through several books. Like there's 3 or 4 books I didn't talk about that I got done. I got that baseball book about the art of pitching. I got through since we talked about it. I got through another James Rollins book, that Amazonia. I did not like that book at all. It was not related to the Sigma Force series, and I didn't like that. That one didn't work for me. I got through Camino Island, which was like a kind of a mystery kind of thing, and it was okay. I didn't really like the guy I think we're supposed to like. I didn't really like him that much. So, all right, with that, we're kind of wrapping this up. It is time to do the giveaway. I'm for sure hooked on the Jade stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely reading those. So let's do our giveaway. A reminder, my members have a shot at the giveaway. We're giving away the trade for Batman and Robin Year 1, one of my favorite reads of last year, and a copy of issue number 1. So I'm going to give that away. And so let's pull this wheel up at stage. All right. So let's shuffle this. I had a birthday. I won't say how old I am, but since we had a birthday, we're going to do, thank you, George. Appreciate that. We're going to shuffle it. It's 2026. We'll shuffle it 6 times since we're in 2026. How about that? So, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we go. Good luck. Adam is on a roll. We may end up giving this away again. We'll see. I'll see what he says. Because he had won a couple times. He was like, man, if I win again, you should give it to somebody else. You should respin it. But he's not here to tell me that right now. So he will have the option. I will have to talk to him. And we will see. But so he may like re-give it, or he may be like, no, I want to read that. I haven't got a chance to read that. So we'll see what he decides to do there. But Daymare is one of my Nightwing tier members. Has been since the beginning. Really appreciate that guy. One of my just a really great friend. So congratulations to him. So let's we will remove this. And yeah, we'll get that sent out to him, or we'll see if he wants to prize tag someone or if he wants to just respin it. So He lost $800K for paying taxes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, Gordon. But anyway, had not heard about that. So with that, we are at 55 minutes. Not a lot of time left for whatever you guys want to talk about, but we can give you a minute or two, maybe. So yeah, if you guys got something specific real quick. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to go finish my my little mystery here and find out. I'm a little confused what's left, I'll be honest, because we kind of know, but like there's still some things that there's some things that don't make sense. So I got a few chapters left here, but was there a birthday cake? If not, what kind of cake should there have been? There was a birthday cake. My folks did come down for my birthday on the 1st, and we went out to lunch, and then we had dinner here, like just super relaxed, and then they went back, and I made like my mom asked me, she's like, "What do you want for a cake, or what do you want?" And I was like, and normally like I will do something like chocolate or like chocolate cream cheese icing or something. This time, my dad makes a really great cherry dump cake. It's something that he's made for years, and it's just really, really good. He'd already made what probably would have been my other request at Christmas. He made my grandmother, when I was a kid, always made peach cobbler, and I've never had peach cobbler as good as my grandmother's. Dad does a good job. It's still not quite grandma's, but he does a really good job. So he had that. So I didn't ask for the peach cobbler this time. I asked him to make the cherry dump cake, and it was really good. So I didn't like it. I knew it was going to happen. Like, I was not, from the moment they put forward the proposal, that pretty much, like, the Royals were on thin ice anyway, and then the Chiefs put forward their, like, crappy proposal that basically tanked that vote at that point. Like, there was no chance of that vote. If they'd come up with something really cool, I think the vote still would have passed. They tanked that vote on purpose to get more money. And I knew that's what was going to happen. And then Kansas was like, we're going to give you all the billions of dollars. And I knew they were gone. So for me, it's about 15 minutes difference, probably. Ultimately, what's going to end up being. So it's fine. Afternoon. I was not the first baby of the year. It was like 3 in the afternoon. To basically, Kansas City there's Kansas City, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas. They've always been on the Missouri side of the line, and now they're going to be basically, if you think of Kansas City as a circle, I-70 goes through the middle of it, east to west, and then Interstate 435 makes a loop. It's a big giant loop around the city that, like, you can basically go to any part of the city. It's a big circle. Well, where it connects. They used to be where 435 and 70 touch on the Missouri side, and now they're moving to where 435 and 70 touch on the Kansas side. So basically, they're just literally going to the opposite side of the city. So, so here's my thing. Like, I knew they were going to play the city. I knew the state of Kansas and Missouri was also going to give them a shit ton of money. My problem is Clark Hunt is the third richest owner in the NFL. Kroenke and Jerry. Those are the only people who have more money than Clark Hunt. He did not need, he's worth like $50 billion. He did not need a $2 billion giveaway from the state of Kansas to build a new stadium. But, of course he got a $50 billion giveaway. So, I mean, I think it's stupid to give him that kind of money from taxpayers. But whatever. I knew it was going to happen. It happens everywhere. It always happens. It's just the way the game is played. At this point, I'm just curious to see I'm just glad that they know. At this point, I was tired of the debate about where they were going and what they were going to do. At this point, I just wanted to get settled on where the Royals are going to be, because they were right next to each other. They're both going to end up moving. And so I really just want to see what happens with the Royals at this point. I'm hoping they're still going to go downtown. There's a couple spots down there I wouldn't mind seeing them. We'll see. So that's for me. I was always a bigger baseball than football. Like, I love the Chiefs, always have. But I was as a kid, I was a bigger George Brett, Bo Jackson, Kansas City Royals fan, and then they were in the wilderness for 30 years, but it sucked being a fan for a long time because they were terrible. And then they were good. They got good in there in 2014, 2015, and then right now they got some promise. So I'm hoping. They made the playoffs, not this last year, but the year before. They took a step back last year. Hoping this year they'll be back in the mix. So with Bobby Witt, and they actually got some guys that can play. So yeah. So right now, and the Chiefs need to worry about putting a better product on the field next year. That's what they need to worry about because they are a bit of a mess. So, all right. Well, with that, we are past the hour mark. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me. I had a bunch of stuff to show off. At some point, you're going to see some Lego builds. You're going to get some book reviews. We will do some, we'll figure out what our giveaway is going to be for January. But I want to thank you all. I hope you all I hope your 2026 is better than your 2025, and I hope no matter how good or bad your 2025 was, I hope next year is great. And so wish you all a happy new year. Did I miss the Spider-Man showing? I did show the Spider-Man book. I did show they're there. So, since I only revealed it on my, because it came this week and then I made my, year-end recap video. So I didn't do an unboxing video for it. I just showed it then. But, yep, I did show it. So you did miss it, I guess. But, yeah, so that is it. Hope you all, Happy New Year to everybody. And, yeah, we will catch you next time. Maybe if I find the outro. There it is. See you.